Hi folks, I'm Sheila and welcome to Counsellor Convos. Let's get stuck in. Hello folks and welcome to another episode of Counsellor's Convos. So we are continuing on to talk about mental health, more or less mental health in County Clare, in Ireland. We're going to be chatting about suicide prevention, all different things. We'll see what comes up. And basically I've got the lovely Frances here with me today. So Frances, feel free to introduce yourself in whatever way feels comfortable.
Well, hello, Sheila, and everybody, all the listeners as well. My name is Frances. I suffered with mental health since a very young age, and I've come out the other side of it on the right side of it, thankfully.
Yeah.
I'm here to just have a chat about my story and how I got to where I am now, and what I did in between. And we get on.
Wow.
So,
Yeah, that sounds amazing. And to be here, thank you so much for being here, Frances. And the fact that you're willing to tell your story is amazing. So start wherever you want to start, if with whatever you're happy to share.
well, when I was a young age when I started,
Yeah.
first of all, I had a lot of abusive childhood,
Okay.
basically, between physical abuse, sexual abuse, mental
Yeah.
abuse, every kind of abuse you can think of.
Right. Okay.
And that lasted all the way up into early adulthood. So from there, I kind of had an outlook on myself that was definitely not. I was worthless. I was so worthless to everyone I've ever been. Even though I was holding around a steady job, I had a family, I had a relationship, and a lot of things, and my partner was my rock, 100% my rock. We're
Yeah.
together 29 years now this year. We have three wonderful children. Well, they're all
Yeah.
older children now, but we have three wonderful children. And they're just amazing. Like, when she fucking fun with me, the whole lot of them.
Yeah. Wow, Frances. So as you say, like this started at a very young age for you, and you said it was abuse and it was every sort of different forms of abuse that you can imagine. I wonder, did you know at the time, or was it later on that you realized that this was abuse?
It was much later on. I didn't realize at the time it was what was happening. I didn't realize it was anything out of the ordinary until afterwards. I was kind of going, hang on a minute, that wasn't normal. That should never have happened like that. And that's not a thing that's supposed to be like.
Yeah, do you know
And
something, Francis? That's a common thing that I come across, that when somebody comes to me for counselling and that they have no idea why they're suffering anxiety, depression, stuff like that. And I asked them about their childhood and they're telling me how much of a lovely childhood that they had. Yeah, no problem at all. And I'll be like, do you mind if we explore it a bit more? And oftentimes, many sessions later, we find out that that person has been abused, but that they didn't know. And that's highlighting a really important point here, Francis, because I come across this a lot, that you only know what you know. And a lot of times you're not talking to other people, so you can't really compare. And oftentimes it is later on in life when you realise that it was actually unfortunate abuse that you had been subjected to.
yeah, exactly. But, once I realized, then my mental health just took a massive nosedive. And it
Yeah,
was like, yeah, obviously I must be worthless. All this happened to me. And it continued on in different things, different stages of my life. And I
yeah,
thought, no, this can't be right. Like, and then I started blaming my partner, who was 100% nothing to do with anything to do with my mental health. Like,
yeah.
he was just the one there beside me. So it was him I was blaming, and the guilt. And then I had a couple of attempts on my own life then as well. Like, but as I said, thankfully, I gave up on that because I was obviously no good at it because I'm still here. So,
Wow. I remember we spoke about that,
yeah,
before this, Francis, the kind of dark irony of it, that kind of dark humor.
yeah.
When I was no good at that either, taking my own life.
So, but that was the upturn of my life.
Yeah,
The attempts of my life made me realize how valuable my life is, and how
yeah,
valuable I am to everybody else around me, and to my friends, my peers, my family, everyone that is there in my life. Now I can see the value in everything I do. I go out, I get up every morning now and I have a smile on my face. I go out the door to work and I'm happy, and it's just a joy to be here. And I'm really, really glad that I did decide that I wanted to live my life to the fullest and enjoy my children and enjoy my family and
Yeah.
enjoy the life that I have built over the years, even though I wasn't in the headspace that I even recognize now. You know, I can't go back to the headspace I was in there because I have extinguished it completely. You know, and it took an awful lot of work. It took about 10 years, 10, 12. That's 2024 now. Yeah, it took 13 years worth of good, solid, hard work on my own self.
Yeah.
A lot of self-help and things like that. Like, so,
Sure, and I was going to ask you that, Francis, how, because like it sounds like that you've made a 360-degree transition here, that you went from that point of feeling worthless and having no value, which is a symptom of abuse. There's no doubt about that. People blame themselves, they think that they're the ones at fault, and then they think they shouldn't be here, basically, until they learn that actually it's not their fault, it's somebody else's fault, and that they deserve to have their own life, they deserve to be happy, and you now have gone the other way. Thankfully, Francis, thankfully, and you do great work, which we'll come back to later on. The bit in between took about 13 years, Francis. I'm sure the listeners will be wondering, how did you help yourself? Was there a defining moment when you decided, stuff this, I'm worth more? Or do you know what I mean, Francis? Tell us more about that if you're happy to do so.
it kind of was a defining moment to me. It was like a light switch. And there was
Yeah.
one where I was like, oh, I was sat at home even, and my partner was there, and it's like, come on, let's go. We need to go do things. You know, we do love you. And then it was kind of, you know, with all the positive that I was getting from my family, it was like, oh, I actually want to be here now. I
Yeah.
want to see my kids growing up. I want to watch my daughters grow up and have their communions, have their dads, see them
Yeah.
all dressed up and do all the things I couldn't do when I was a kid, you know, and when I did, and from there I decided to do an awful lot of, that's when I decided to start giving back to the community. That's when I started working in mental arts. And I
Okay.
started doing peer support in 2014. So,
So, Francis, you said 2014 you set up a peer support group.
well, I didn't set it up, I joined Shine.
Great. So you joined a
So
peer support
I
group. So again,
joined,
thinking of how you helped yourself. So you decided you worked more, and
yeah.
then you then engaged in support. I'm guessing that would have been a massive first step, actually.
Oh, it was huge. It was absolutely huge. I worked with Midwest Airways as well, so I was facilitating for them.
But where,
Um,
sorry, Francis?
Midwest Airways, they're run by the HSE.
Okay.
I was with them for a while. I did those coffee punch, foods and coffees with them, and I did a load of the punch from the coffee group. So I facilitated those the stuff with them as well. On the outside, I was actually running between the two of them at the same time.
Wow.
And I was loving it. My job at the time was very good.
Do you know
It
what,
turned
Francis?
sour later on, but it was very good at the time. And
Like
I was,
Francis, did you find that working in mental health, that it was very good for you? As you say, you wanted to give back. Did you find you were learning too at the same time?
oh, massively. It boosted my confidence tenfold, a hundredfold even. Like, you know,
Yeah.
it was, I would never have stood up in front of anyone and spoke to somebody and, you know, to think to go back to a school. Go ahead, like. But I've done talks in UL. I've done
Wow.
talks. I did the recovery principles in practice to the nurses and doctors that treated me when I was in hospital. And that to me
Wow.
was just, that was such an achievement for me.
Oh, well, Francis,
See that,
let's
like,
take
and it
that
was
in. Come
just,
on, let's take that in. So, at one point of your life, you would have been helped by nurses and doctors because you would have been, I'm out of here. You know, you would have
yeah,
had no worth, no value. And then we skip forward to the future, and you're delivering a talk to them.
yeah,
Wow,
about how
Francis,
to recover.
that is incredible. I mean, if you know, if that's a story of hope, I don't know what is, Francis. That is amazing. Can you imagine somebody listen to this and they're the ones that they're at the end of their tether. They want out. They think they're worthless. They see no value, and you're at where they might be at now. And look at what you've achieved. Look at how you've turned your world around. And again, kind of come to that realization that you deserve happiness. The same, everybody deserves happiness. That if somebody is feeling worthless and they feel like they shouldn't be here, there's reasons for that. There's always reasons for that. Frances, that's an amazing achievement.
Well, I found I was actually, I can't even describe the feeling I had on that day. It was just pure exhilaration, like it was fantastic.
Yeah,
And the pride that came back to the
yeah,
doctors and nurses that were there, even after I was talking to the doctors, saying, big hugs all around, you know, they were like, oh my God, you look
yeah,
so well.
yeah.
Like they said, they don't
Frances,
often see.
yeah, sorry, Frances, if you don't mind me asking, that because you had that time in hospital, and I know for some people it can be a very scary prospect. Sometimes people they need to go into hospital. Sometimes they're really not well, they're not safe. Do you know what I mean? Like, so it has to be about safety. It sounds like you had a good experience in hospital, or did you?
I did. I did because at the time, well, I don't remember some of it, to be honest.
Yeah,
I complete blanks for so I think my mind is just not like, no, we don't need to know that anymore. So,
that's fair enough. Yeah,
but yeah, I had a reasonably good undertaking. Everything was good there. You know, I had help when I needed it. I was people to talk to when I was there. But I was very different in the case that I knew a lot of the nurses already
okay.
because I was working in a very public job at the time and I was working in a shop local
Yeah,
and I knew an awful lot of the staff that were there. So I was just getting on the help I needed.
wow.
I found
Yeah,
it very, very good. And to this day, the nurses and doctors that were there, I'm still friends with them, you know, and I can still go and chat to them anytime I want to. They've become not just my medical practitionership, but they are friends of mine now, you know,
yes.
and it's great.
Wow,
But what
Frances.
I
Yeah.
did with my life, with the things that happened to me when I turned it all around, or I was looking at what was after happening to all of them,
Yeah,
look around at my life now and I'll go, everything that happened to me has got me where I am now.
yeah,
So whilst I wish, yes, it would hadn't have happened, but if it
yeah,
hadn't happened, I wouldn't be who I am today.
yes,
I wouldn't be the person that's here in front of me. When I look in the mirror now, I can actually look in the mirror now
yeah,
because I like what I see looking back at my life. Before I wouldn't look in the mirror, rather watch it, hate how I look.
yeah,
Now I'm like, yeah, I'm a good person. I'm able to help now,
yes,
and I help myself get through this as well. No, I didn't just rely on medication or everyone else around me. It was an awful lot of work for myself to do. I had to
yeah.
realize that this is something I needed to do. And if I didn't need to do it, it wasn't going to happen.
Wow, that's a massive point. It is true that you can have all the medication and support and people around you, but you have to decide, I'm worth it.
Yeah,
Yeah, which you did, and thankfully that you did.
thank you.
Wow, Francis, what a story. I'm curious, Francis, and feel free to not answer any questions if you don't want
Yeah,
to, Francis. So please know that. We know that this happened to you. None of this was your fault. I wonder, did the person, whoever that did the abuse, were they held accountable? Were they made aware? Was it never kind of, kind of, did that never come out? Was it kind of like was that just shoved to one side? Or if you don't mind me asking, Francis.
no, I don't mind you asking. That brings you to another section of how my life came to where it is now. Most of my
Okay.
abuse was from my family, so I didn't speak to them for close on 18 years until my father died out in America.
Yeah.
Then I actually had to face all the people I didn't talk to for years on my own, in the country. We're all there and I was like, oh my God, it was 10 hours of a thing, repping. But when I got there, I had my hands up high and all for apologies from them. So since then, that's 4 years ago now, since then I've actually been talking to them, little bits of things. I've been talking to them, I've been kept in touch, and it's not that I have forgotten anything that happened, I haven't. But they know that I know what happened. I know they know what happened.
Yeah.
And it's all just kind of been kept just there. That we get the conversations that we have are pretty positive. We don't talk about what happened in the past.
Yeah.
I'm big enough to move on. I'm strong enough that I don't need to hold on to that section of my life anymore. I can believe anything, any kind of a thing that they, all the insults, all the hurt, everything else that happened to me, all the put downs, I've turned that into a good thing.
Yeah.
So from all the negative stuff that I had on my whole life, I turned it all into positives. And even that day, the resilience that I built up on that pain trip over King's State that day, it was absolutely huge because it gave me such courage when I got there. So just stand in the whole party and go, you know what? I'm not that weak with a child that I'm used to now. I'm artistic and I'm an adult and I'm 100% capable of living around my friends. And that showed. And that
Oh,
actually
Francis,
showed.
that's so inspirational. Francis, I almost want to get my head around this story, if you don't mind, because there's
Yeah,
so much in what you just said. Plus, the volume isn't great for some reason on my laptop, so I'm getting the majority of it, but it's just to make sure that I'm hearing this. So basically, there was a period of about 18 years when you didn't speak to your family. Is that what you were saying,
yeah,
Francis? Okay. And then it was after your father died. I think he was over in America, was he?
he was, yeah.
And was the rest of your family over in America then?
We were all
Okay,
here in Ireland.
sure. But you did a trip over to America. Like there was that almost what sounded like a defining moment where you spoke about it and kind of decided to speak about it, which would have been absolutely massive. And did you
Yeah.
do that in America?
I
Okay,
was
I
on
thought.
my own in America with everything else. So
Francis, where do you get your strength from? That is incredible. I mean, you must have an amazing support network, first of
yeah,
all,
I have.
to get you to that point. Let's not take away that it's you that did that. It's you that helped yourself. It's you that decided, stuff this, I'm worth more. And then with the whole family dynamics, then to bring it out, to bring the truth out and then to have apologies and then to have the acknowledgement, like I know for a lot of people that that is massive when they have been done wrong, and sometimes they have to keep the secret or whatever, especially if abuse tends to be amongst families,
Yeah.
and then it's kind of sometimes it never comes out, and that's often to the detriment of the person who's being abused,
Yeah.
and that can cause to be very mentally ill actually. But like for yourself, Francis, to find the strength to do that, I wonder what was that like for you afterwards to actually bring it out in the open, to kind of make them aware of what went on, to get apologies from your family, because they probably didn't know why you hadn't been speaking for 18 years. They were probably making up their own stories.
They
Oh,
know.
Francis, I can imagine all the stories they were saying you been the problem.
Oh, well, yeah, I assume. I didn't ask them. I mean, they all have families, they all have partners now, like, so I didn't want to destroy their lives,
Yeah,
so I just let it be and just never said anything about it and just let them get on with their lives as
yeah.
well, and there was a mutual respect in that as well, I
Wow.
mean, I missed out on having my family. I missed out on my children's childhoods
Yeah,
because I was so ill.
yeah.
But well, yeah, I really, really do wish I could relive all of that. But I don't want to go back to where I was ever, ever. But now I can see the warning signs. I can see the triggers. I know my triggers now, and I know my warning signs. I'll have people there that will see the warning signs as well, and they will go like, "Hey, come on, you need to look at what you're doing. You're falling backwards." Like, and then I notice I can recognize myself, which is really great. And then I
Yeah,
talk about it, and then I come out of it again. I mean, it's not such a deep hole anymore. When I get into it,
absolutely.
it's like a pothole now. It's not a black hole anymore.
Wow, what a description, Francis, that it's a pothole now, not like a deep, dark black hole.
Yeah.
That's what an amazing way to describe that. And again, you recognize the signs because, like myself, I've been through depression, anxiety, so I know it can surface at any time. And like you, it is about hearing those warning signs and then engaging with support when you need to, doing stuff to help yourself, recognizing when you're going down and engaging support. Like I know I have my own therapist as of when that I need her. I also have a great supervisor as well, and other kind of counselors that are friends that I know we can help each other. How about yourself then, Francis? Sounds like you've a lot of support. So what kind of support do you have then if you start to feel yourself going down?
Well, like yourself, I have a lot of colleagues now in Shine and even friends that are counselors and
Yeah,
friends that are working in the mental health and all. I a lot of people there that if I need to, I can pick up the phone and call at any time of day or night,
Yeah.
and they'll listen. You know, they'll help me through. But I also have my family, my partner, and my girls. So just
Yeah.
my children are amazing. You know, they're all, I would say they're all adult children at the moment, like, but well, forever. But
They'll
but
always
they're
be your
very good.
children, Frances.
They'll always be my children, lady. They're bigger than me now. But yeah, they've been amazing as well. I mean, they help out where they can. They do what they can for me as well. When they see if they see I'm having a bad day, they won't do the usual taking a mick at me like they would do, like when we're all in good form. We all take a mick at each other. We sit down. We've always had our meals as a family unit. We've always done everything as a family unit. We don't, you know, we wouldn't do 3 or 4 dinner times in a day. We have one dinner time. We all sit down together. I
Yeah.
think that's part of the process that helped me gain back my life as well, because I wasn't being isolated. There was no isolation in my house
Yeah.
other than what I was doing myself. And then, you know, you have to engage if you're sat at a table with the family. You have to engage.
Yeah.
And, you know, if you have to engage, you're not getting away with sitting there doing nothing and saying nothing when everyone else is at the focus. So that was something, and it was something we always were very proud of, the fact that we have a very close family unit.
Yeah. Absolutely, that you can hear how much that connection makes such a difference to have that support for you.
Yeah.
And Frances, you now run a couple of support groups yourself. So can you say a bit more of the support that you now offer to other people?
Well, I do peer support groups. Well, 8 peer support group at the moment. I've had to cut back because I just changed jobs, so I've had to cut back on a couple of things just till I get
Sorry,
settled in.
Frances, that you cutting back 8. 8 support groups.
No,
Okay.
a support group, 1 support group.
Oh, 1. Okay, I was wondering. I thought you said 8. Well, I'm quite.
No, I probably used to have 8, all right.
back.
But no, I have 1 support group every
Sure.
week that I'm actually changing to every 2 weeks at the moment, just
Sure.
until I get settled into where I am.
Yeah.
My new job is a lot of traveling in it, and I'm absolutely delighted with it. I'm really loving it.
A support group. So 1 support group. Where is that then, Frances?
It's based in Kilrush, County Clare,
Okay. Sure. Yeah.
and it's on a Wednesday evening.
Wednesday evening.
A Wednesday evening. Yeah. But it's grand. I don't mind. I quite enjoy it. I've been running it now for 6 years, and I don't consider myself anything better than any of the people in the group. We're all equal when we're in there. We make decisions amongst ourselves,
Yeah.
whereas I'll go along and I'll make ideas and bring ideas with me. But any decision that has to be made is done unanimously.
Lovely. Lovely. Frances, how would somebody find out about your group if they were interested in coming along?
Well, my group is run by Shine. So if
Okay.
you wanted to come along, you register through Shine and you can come into the group that way. So
Where do you
there's
find
links.
out? Where do you find out about Shine?
You can go online to shine.ie and about it. Yeah, I think just shine.ie will bring it up anyway.
Shine.ie. Okay, lovely.
So, and there's different events that go on there as well. There's loads of different groups that they have there as well. Mine is a peer support. We do a family support as well. There's all different types of stuff. But they're all
Wow,
done
so you do
throughout the
family
country.
support as well, Frances?
I don't do personally the family support, but there is family support groups with Shine.
Yeah,
But because I've never been on that side of it, so I can't. All our support groups are done by people that have been through the same process as the people that are coming to the groups. Or the people that come to my group are all looking for the peer support aspect of it as well. Like, so we do recovery, we do activities. My group is very activity based at the moment,
yeah,
and I think it makes it just more enjoyable for people. They get a bit of a breakaway, they get headspace, and if they need to talk, they can talk. You know, it's very.
sounds very
Yeah.
relaxed, Frances.
Yes.
Sounds like there's no expectations there. You can,
No.
I presume people can self-refer if they go to shine.ie, as you say.
Yeah, they could just register into the group, like, yeah.
Wow, and do they have to pay? Is it free?
No, it's free.
Wow, so every second Wednesday.
Okay.
Wow, I think if I was still living in County Clare, I think I'd want to come along, Frances. I think I just want to hang out with you. I've had loads of people sing your praises when I've been chatting to
Oh
different
gosh.
people and organisations in the build up, and just to remind folks that I will be doing a suicide prevention talk next month on the 16th of April, and it shows tonight. Do you know if you're around actually, Francis, to come along or?
I will be there. Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing. It'd be so lovely to meet you. And I think as well as
Yeah.
that, what I love about that was when I did the talk last year in August, that there was a chance then for people that were in the audience that might be thinking about support to actually meet people who run the support. And
Yeah,
I think it makes
exactly.
a huge difference, when they get to know people and, you
Yeah,
know,
I do. I've been doing a lot of support outside of support groups as well. As I said, I was working in a very public place, so anybody that needed help that knew I was part of mental health stuff, they all used to come to me, and I'd give them the support they needed as well. Like, and I never turned anybody down no matter what. Like, so I'd
wow.
often thought about going out and doing it as a counsellor myself on my own.
Yeah.
But yeah, I tried.
You're,
It just
you're
didn't
probably
happen.
like a counsellor, Francis, by the sounds of things and everything that
Yeah,
you've been through as well. So if somebody is listening to this, and if let's say somebody who's listening to this were they're in a dark place,
yeah.
what advice would you want to give to them?
Look around at what you have. Look at the people that are there beside you, the people that love you, the people that you love, and you're not worthless. You don't deserve to not be there. They don't deserve to not have you.
Yeah,
Everybody that's there like that, if you're in the same headspace I was worthless
yeah,
in my head at the time. Now I know 100% I am far from worthless.
yeah,
My worth goes far above and beyond anything I could have imagined at
yeah.
the time. But just talk to somebody. Just go and get help. Pick up the phone. Talk to anybody.
Who would you recommend them to talk to?
Most of the time, well, I found it easier to talk to people that didn't know me.
Yes, yeah,
So there's the Samaritans there. There's
yeah.
loads of free phone numbers you can ring up. And,
Francis,
and
I know, Francis, I know here in the UK that the Samaritans number that I give out to people is the 116 123. Is that still the same over in the Republic of Ireland, or what number do you recommend, or do you know?
I don't know. I'm very sorry.
Yeah, no,
I
no
have a list of them, but I
worries.
don't have it with me here at the moment. Like,
Do you know what? Don't worry about that. No doubt Ben will probably find that out as he's editing this video. Hopefully, Ben, can you find it?
hopefully,
Because I just know it as the 116 123, but I know that that's where
I
people.
think it's the same number here.
I
Actually,
think it is.
one second now.
I
Google will
think.
tell me.
Ah, sure, there you go. We'll save Ben a bit of research work. I would.
Samaritan
I'm wondering
counselling.
if it is because I'm been back at doing the talk last year. Um,
Yeah.
I would have thought we would have looked into that. Do you
Well,
know?
if I was any good today, if I'd had my think head on today, I would have done it too. But
To be fair, it is a Saturday. Well, that I think we're entitled to at the weekends to maybe not be on the ball as much as we might be
okay,
during the
fair
week.
enough. Like,
What do you think?
definitely. The Samaritans Ireland has actually an 01 number on it.
Is that a Dublin number? An 01?
Yes, what it is.
Do you know
I
what?
thought they had it. No, it's a 116123.
That's it. It's the
Yeah,
same number. There you go.
yeah,
Happy days. Well, it's nice that we know that. Do you know what I mean? Like just
exactly.
so actually that would be the first port of call then you would say is actually speak to somebody at the Samaritans because I suppose they're trained, aren't they? They're trained
They
to
are trained.
listen.
And if you don't have a number for the Samaritans, you don't have a number for anyone else, ring 999.
Yeah,
Ring the guards. Ring the medical there because they will send somebody that can help.
yeah,
If you're feeling that low and you feel like you're going to hurt yourself or take your own life, just ring the guards. They will come out and they will give you the support you need.
yeah.
And if they can't support you, they'll bring you to someone that can.
So, Francis, like from your own awareness and your own experience, are they quite good like that? Like I know in some cases of the UK, and I know this from speaking to people directly, that it's almost like that sometimes the police won't come out unless you're in the process of taking your own life. It's almost like that it has to be the ultimate emergency for them to come out. Sorry, police officers, if you listen to this and you disagree, but this is stuff that I have heard that people have experienced over here in the UK. So in Ireland, then in County Clare, are they the guards? Then are they? Did you have to be in the process of taking your own life, or actually, if you feel unsafe, you're worried about keeping yourself safe, will they take you seriously and actually come out and get somebody to help?
Well, I've never actually had to ring them for myself.
Yeah,
I had a friend some time ago, well, I would say somebody I was trying to support
yeah,
as much as I could, and they rang me to say, well, actually, they had a friend of theirs ring me from America. They were after ringing a friend in America to say that they were at the side of the quay and they were ready to
yeah,
take their own life. So I
yeah,
rang the guards on one phone. I rang that person themselves. Then I rang the guards, and I had two phones going. I had the guards on one side, I had that person
yeah.
on the other side, and I kept that person talking while
Wow.
I directed the guards to where they were. The guards took them in, and they liaised with me for weeks afterwards just to keep me updated as to how they were, how that person was doing.
Yeah.
And I was liaising with that person as well, even though they were in hospital. And I was
Wow.
liaising with the groups, the community groups that they were with, just because that person trusted me, they wanted me as a part of it. So they
Yeah.
made me a part of it. And I found the guards absolutely wonderful.
Oh,
The
wow.
help they gave and everything else, all the support they gave between myself and the person involved was fantastic. I couldn't
Oh,
fault them.
wow. That is lovely to hear. And I hope that that is potentially very reassuring for any potential listeners that might be ringing that might be at that stage where they are in that deep black hole. Maybe they're feeling unsafe, that it is okay to ring the guards.
Yeah.
And Francis, the work that you did there, that's incredible. Like managing the both of that, as you say, when we talk about suicide prevention, on one hand, you're the person on the phone, you're keeping them safe, keeping them talking. Once they're talking, they're alive, they haven't jumped, if you like. And then it's like the guards on the other side, yeah, giving them location, where they're at, stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? Like, wow, that crucial time to keep somebody safe. Francis, that's just well done, you. How was that person now, do you know?
Absolutely fine.
Oh,
Yeah, doing really well.
so,
I've gone through a lot of different types of counselling, addiction counselling and all that. Like, and
okay.
the last time I was talking to them, they were doing very well anyway. So,
Wow, Francis.
what I do now is I don't ring them every day to see how they're doing. I
Yeah,
give them their space, and if they want to contact me, they know where I am and they know what my number is. So I
yeah.
leave it to them. So also, they
So,
have a lot of
Francis,
stuff to work out. So
Francis, how do you look after your mental health? Because you do so much, Francis. Come on, and you're an amazing and you're a very important woman. Okay, your family, your county Clare, we all need you, Francis. Okay, so we need you to look after yourself, which I hope you are doing. How do you do that?
I do a lot of meditation.
Okay,
Um, and I get an amount of enjoyment and just I guess I can't describe the feelings I get from helping people like that,
yeah,
or from even going to the groups and just being there, being able to know that somebody's getting that 2 hours of a break from their regular
yeah,
life, whether it be just to sit down and have a game of cards, we have movie nights and different things like that. Just, if somebody wants to do it, and if somebody wants to do it with there's other rooms in the building as well at the moment, and if they want to do something else, we do something else in a different room.
yeah.
We've had games. I've had special guests come in to see them and things like that as well. We do birthday parties. We do days out. We do trips. I have in the past, before pre-COVID, I was in a position where I was able to bring everybody for a night away. So we've traveled to different counties.
Oh, that's so.
People had never been out of
I'm
the
actually
county.
feeling jealous now, Francis. Okay. Okay. Oh, don't I get a bucket and get sick? I'm feeling so jealous here. Okay. I want to go on a night away with you and the group. It sounds amazing.
It is.
Why wouldn't anybody want to come along to your group?
But my group is kind of special as well. So
Yeah.
there's intellectual disabilities as well in it.
Okay.
So it's just it makes it, that's why it's so diverse. That's why there's so many different ways in it and
Yeah.
different activities and that. That's why it's so activity based, because it's just that little bit different, and people are, I have to go with the capacity in the room.
Yes.
And that's why everything is done through trying to give everybody a little bit of independence as well. You know,
Yes.
so people that live with social housing,
Yeah.
and they have their independence is limited because of that.
Yeah.
So what we do is we have a job tasks. You know, everybody does a different job every week or every second week, whichever. We're going from every week to every second week at the moment. So
Yeah.
so every time somebody's there, everyone gets a slightly different job, and they have to look after that job, and they do it, and they do it very well, and they enjoy it. And if we go out somewhere, they have a different job to do, like, and they might have to mind somebody else. And just your job could be keep an eye on such and such over there.
Yeah.
So let such and such go over there, like, and that's it. And they do, and it's just it's a wonderful little group. Like, you know, they're absolutely amazing.
Oh, I can hear it, Francis. I can just hear the difference. And I think that when people come together and when there's no expectations, there's no judgments, there's a freedom, there's an inclusiveness. I think we've missed out on connecting a lot, especially during the pandemic. We need to come back and more. Francis, thank you so much for your time today. This will be going out, on kind of Spotify, Apple Podcasts. It'll be going out on my YouTube channel, where people can see us chatting. If anybody wants to add to the comments, because I'm a firm believer that we help each other here. So if anybody knows of any other support or what's helped them, especially if they were in a dark place too and what got them out of it, I think it's great to kind of shove all different ideas into a bucket, and people can pick out what's relevant for them. But Frances, wow, do you know what I mean? Like, you are just an incredibly inspirational woman, and how you've absolutely turned your life around. And I really hope that your story continues to inspire other people, that as dark and as horrible a place that it can be, that it can get better. And it's just a case kind of hanging in there and kind of getting the help that they need to find out that we're all worth it, actually, at the end of the day.
It's like the L'Oreal ad, you know.
Because we're worth it. Should we flick our hair?
I'll take it down and flick it.
I love it, Francis. I can't wait to see you at my talk. I think you'll find it interesting. So I'm a family therapy practitioner. So I deal a lot with uncovering family hidden beliefs, behaviours that mightn't be serving the family well. And I will be talking about generational behaviour as part of my talk. And also the culture aspect of that. We don't talk about our feelings. We don't air our dirty laundry in public, and how that impacts on mental health. So it's certainly got to me a bit of an eye opener, where things need to be said, but no doubt my background's in stand-up comedy, so we'll throw in some comedy. We'll go ha ha ha, and we'll be thinking, oh shite, that's me.
Do some laughing yoga, you'll be grand.
It will be grand. So Francis, again, thank you so much for your time, and I can't wait to see you in a couple of weeks. And shine.ie, folks. Thank you, Francis.
Thank you very much, Sheila, for the opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you for watching Counsellor Convos with Sheila McMahon. If you've enjoyed this video, consider subscribing to the channel.